Have you ever been in a situation where you needed to ignore someone but didn't want to be rude? Imagine this. Can you ignore someone politely while keeping your tranquility intact? It might seem like a paradox, but the ancient philosophy of Stoicism teaches us just that. Stoicism, a school of thought hailing from Greece and Rome, is all about cultivating inner peace and emotional resilience. It encourages us to be indifferent to external influences, to remain unperturbed by the ebbs and flows of life's fortunes. Now let's connect this to the concept of ignoring someone politely. Often we find ourselves in situations where we must navigate the waters of social interaction, sometimes requiring us to disengage without causing offense. It's a delicate balancing act, one that Stoicism can help us master. The Stoic philosophy champions the idea that we cannot control others, only our reactions to them. In the face of undesirable company or unpleasant conversation, a Stoic would maintain composure, choosing to focus on inner tranquility rather than external discord. This is where the art of politely ignoring comes into play. It's not about rudeness or disdain, but rather about preserving one's own peace of mind. Consider this: when someone is trying to provoke you or engage you in a fruitless dialogue, the Stoic approach would be to retain your calm, to not let these external influences disturb your inner peace. Ignoring someone politely in this context becomes an exercise in emotional resilience. It's about choosing not to engage, not because you are superior or dismissive, but because you value your tranquility above all else. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our reactions, to maintain our composure, and to focus on what truly matters. It's a philosophy that emphasizes personal growth and emotional resilience. By drawing from its teachings, we can learn to ignore someone politely, maintaining our tranquility in the process. In essence, Stoicism and the skill of ignoring someone politely are intertwined, each one teaching us valuable lessons about emotional resilience and the importance of inner peace. With Stoicism as our guide, let's delve into the art of ignoring someone politely. The first step is to recognize when to exercise the skill of ignoring someone. We've all been there, haven't we? Engaged in a conversation that's draining your energy, or perhaps dealing with someone whose negativity is overwhelming. It's in these moments that the need to ignore arises, not out of rudeness, but out of the necessity to maintain your own peace of mind. Ignoring someone isn't about being dismissive or indifferent. It's about recognizing that not every interaction is beneficial, not every conversation is worth your energy. It's about understanding that your tranquility, your peace of mind, is of utmost importance. Imagine yourself in a bustling market, surrounded by hundreds of voices, each clamoring for your attention. You can't possibly listen to all of them, can you? The same principle applies to our interactions. We cannot and should not engage with every voice that seeks our attention. There are situations where ignoring someone might become a necessity. Perhaps when the person is constantly negative, or their conversations are laced with criticism and judgment. Perhaps when they're spreading gossip or false information, or maybe when they're simply not respecting your boundaries. In these circumstances, ignoring can become a tool for self-preservation. Let's be clear here. Ignoring someone does not mean that you are disregarding their feelings or invalidating their words. It simply means that you are choosing not to engage in a conversation or interaction that could potentially disrupt your peace. In the grand scheme of things, your tranquility is a precious commodity, one that should be preserved and protected. It's about channeling the essence of Stoicism, understanding that there are things within your control and things that are not. The words and actions of others are not within your control, but your reaction to them certainly is. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where the conversation is draining or the negativity is overwhelming, remember this: your tranquility, your peace of mind, is worth more than any conversation. Identifying the need to ignore is the first step towards mastering this skill. Indifference, a cornerstone of Stoicism, is key to ignoring someone politely. As we delve into the practice of indifference, it's essential to understand that its application is not about fostering a lack of care or concern. No, in the realm of Stoicism, indifference is all about selective attention. Imagine the mind as a grand theatre, where thoughts and emotions are the actors on stage. Indifference, then, is the discerning director, choosing which actors deserve the spotlight and which ones ought to be ushered off the stage. It's about choosing not to engage with the unnecessary disturbances that often vie for our attention. Practicing indifference doesn't mean turning a blind eye to the world around us, but rather it's about focusing on what truly matters. It's about understanding that not every comment warrants a response, not every criticism requires defense, and not every invitation demands acceptance. Consider it as a form of mental decluttering. By practicing indifference, we free up mental space, allowing us to concentrate on the things that deserve our attention. It's about understanding that our mental energy is finite and thus ought to be spent wisely. The Stoics believed that most things in life are beyond our control, and to fret over them is to invite needless suffering. Indifference, therefore, is a tool that allows us to detach ourselves from the things we can't control. It enables us to remain unperturbed by the external chaos, maintaining our inner tranquility. In essence, indifference is not about being uncaring or dismissive. It's about making conscious choices about where to invest our attention and energy. It's about recognizing that we can't be all things to all people, and that's perfectly okay. As we practice indifference, we begin to understand that it's not about ignoring people, but rather about ignoring the unnecessary noise that often accompanies human interaction. It's about choosing peace over drama, tranquility over turmoil, and serenity over chaos. So, as we navigate the complexities of human relationships and social interactions, let's remember to practice the art of indifference. Let's remember to selectively direct our attention to the things that truly matter. Because in the grand scheme of things, with indifference, we selectively direct our attention to things that truly matter. Communication is not just about words, it's also about what we don't say. Now, let's delve into the realm of non-verbal communication, a territory often underestimated yet incredibly powerful. Non-verbal cues can be an invaluable tool when it comes to ignoring someone politely. You see, it's not necessarily about making your disdain or disinterest apparent, which would be impolite. Instead, it's about subtly conveying that you are not currently available for interaction. Imagine you're in a situation where words might not be appropriate, or perhaps you simply don't wish to engage in a verbal exchange. In such instances, your body language, facial expressions, and even the direction of your gaze can come to your aid. Maintaining your composure is paramount. It's easy to let emotions dictate our reactions, but remember, Stoicism is all about finding tranquility amidst chaos. Don't let provocations unsettle you. Instead, let your non-verbal cues do the talking. A polite nod, a calm demeanor, or a slight shift in body orientation can send a clear message without uttering a single word. At times, a simple yet firm closed posture can signal that you are engrossed in your own thoughts or occupied with a task at hand, discouraging others from intruding upon your peace. However, be cautious not to cross the line into rudeness. There's a fine balance between asserting your need for solitude and being dismissive. Remember, the goal is not to alienate others, but to protect your own peace. You're not shunning the world, but rather choosing when and how to engage with it. This is the essence of ignoring someone politely through non-verbal communication. And while it may seem counterintuitive, the art of ignoring is actually a form of communication. It's a way of setting boundaries, of asserting your needs without resorting to confrontation. It's a way of saying, right now, I choose silence. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where words seem redundant or unnecessary, remember this: your silence, your composure, and your non-verbal cues have the power to convey your intentions politely and effectively. Non-verbal communication can speak volumes when words fail. The ultimate goal of ignoring someone politely is to maintain your tranquility. Tranquility, a state of peace and calm where the mind is free from agitation. It's a blissful state we all yearn for, but often find elusive, especially when someone is trying their best to perturb it. But here's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. Your tranquility should not be a plaything of external factors. Imagine your tranquility as a serene lake, unperturbed and calm. Now imagine an annoying stone, perhaps a vexing person or an irritating circumstance plunging into the lake. The tranquility of your lake is disturbed, isn't it? But what if the lake is so deep that the stone, no matter how big, can't cause more than a ripple? That's the depth of tranquility you should aspire for. A tranquility so deep, so profound, that external disturbances can't shake it. How do we achieve such a state, you ask? The answer lies in the core principle of Stoicism, the art of indifference. It doesn't mean not caring about anything. It means understanding what is and isn't in your control. If you can't control an external factor, why let it control your tranquility? The stone doesn't decide the depth of the lake does. So when someone is trying to stir your peace, remember that you are the guardian of your tranquility. You decide whether to let that external factor cause a storm or merely a ripple. If you master this, you'll find that even in the midst of chaos, you calmness, your peace. It's not an easy task, but it's worth every effort. Because tranquility isn't just about peace of mind, it's about freedom. Freedom from the tyranny of external influences, freedom to choose your response, freedom to be in control of your own peace. Your tranquility is your fortress. Don't let anyone breach it. Maintain your fortress, guard it with all your might. Remember, your tranquility is not a gift to be given away, it's a treasure to be cherished and protected.